Are we alive?
Yes, we are the moon session.
This is the first
Dave and Tsepo in the morning.
David Tsepo in the morning. Damn, I really
There
love
it is, there it
this.
is. Did right?
Wow, so how's your week, man?
I don't know, man. The week has been. I feel like the week has been controversial for the world.
Yeah,
It's been a
it's
very controversial week.
yeah, man. It seems like it seems like we're about to go to war, man. Well, not we, but the this
But
clearly war.
America. But technically, it is we because whatever America does, everyone's gonna get affected.
Oh, I wish it wasn't like that, though, man. It could be so terrible for the rest of us. I'm totally moving back to South Africa.
Huge. It
I'm
could
like,
turn out so much worse.
I have no business in this. I'm going straight back home. Ah, but it's a good
No business, no
movie.
stakes.
It's been a good
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah, it has. It has.
Uh,
It's been a really good movie.
I saw your boy Joaquin Phoenix took it.
Yeah, man, I was freaking happy. I was like, damn, Joaquin did it. Joaquin did it, man. He won, he won that award. But
Golden
now
Globe.
yeah. Now I need him to win the big one. I need him to win the big one.
I love how everybody is just universally just does not like the Golden Globe. Just nobody has respect for the Golden Globes. Like it's like the Oscars like rejected little brother, you know. It's like
Nobody likes you. Go home.
it's like he's the failure of the family, you know. Like the Oscars is like everybody's like, oh, they're so respected, and then they're like Golden Globes. Oh, that's just a joke. I mean,
Dude.
Ricky
uh,
Gervais is the perfect host for the Golden Globes.
well, he is. And did he not take a giant shit on the entirety of Hollywood?
Well, I love that he did it though. It, there's some of these people in Hollywood sometimes they just think that they're I don't know, they just think that they're holier than thou, and they
Yeah.
really need somebody to go, hey guys, you came in here in limos and jets and all sorts of things, and you're telling us about climate change.
But she don't know shit about climate change.
So hypocritical, man.
And the part that really got me was what was when he talked about how they pretend to care about the world, but they're actually working for companies that own sweatshops in China. I was like, holy shit! And it was like Apple, Amazon. I was like, oh my god.
Dude, I've been thinking about that for a while, dude. There's a lot of people who are like, I'm like this and I'm like that, and then they work for Amazon, and Amazon is well known for like some crazy
Dude,
worker practices, like apparently people just peeing themselves because I think they're like not allowed to go to the toilet at certain times or something like that. I've heard some
yeah.
crazy thing, and Apple, it's well documented the whole
My God,
sweatshop
Apple has
stuff.
been well documented for decades, man. I mean, we grew up knowing that Apple, phones are made by tiny little kids in small boxes.
When you find that out, it kind of changes how you see the world. I feel like we're almost like these people who are like um, dead inside because you pick up your phone and you're like, it's probably made by some kid in China like for like 5 cents.
Yeah,
That's all they paid him. It's so
yeah.
messed up.
It's so messed up to think, that they literally being paid 5 cents to the dollar to make a freaking monster of a phone that'll make so much more than that. And the funny thing is, it's not just your Amazon stuff. It's not just your smartphones. Everything else is toys. It's freaking it's shoes. It's clothes. It's a
Yeah,
lot of things that people, a lot of things that people use that have the words "made in China" on them, myself included. Is made through some really insane working conditions.
ah man, the world is so weird when you start learning about these things. By the way, how do I sound? Because like I'm trying to be quiet for the
Ah,
people sleeping
no,
upstairs.
it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly yeah. It works. It works. It's got
Thank
this.
God.
It's got this very chill vibe. Yeah, it works perfect.
Maybe I'll just speak like this all the time. This is my deeper voice.
Yeah,
I try not to use it.
the deeper voice, the cool voice. Ah,
So what have you been doing this week? We never ask
um,
these questions in the
yeah,
beginning.
we never really do that. Well, this week I've mostly been watching season 2 of Tell Me a Story. I've been catching up on that, and
Tell me a story. What's that?
uh, oh, I never heard about this one. Damn, it's really cool, dude. It's like it's like you take these classic fairy tales, right? Uh, I,
Yeah.
I I remember the first season they did Three Little Pigs, they did Little Red Riding Hood, and
Mm,
I forgot what the third one was. But anyway, you take these three fairy tales, bring them to the modern world, and you give them a little twist, right? I, me- I I remember in season 1, the Three Little Pigs one was this guy was married to his wife, to this bank, and then these three dudes in pig costumes came in and they robbed the bank the next and nearly killed his wife. So what he did is throughout the entire season he was getting revenge. So that dude was the big bad wolf, and he went to the three little pigs' homes and and individually took them out. So at the end, the big bad wolf didn't get all the wolves. Didn't get all the little piggies because he was shot and killed through some of the circumstances. And then the little Red Riding Hood one, this girl was being stalked by this crazy psychopath who was the big bad wolf version of that. And eventually she put on the coat in the rain when the dude was chasing it. It was just cool. It's just a cool twist. Then this season, they're doing Cinderella, they're doing Sleeping Beauty, and
yeah.
they're doing Beauty and the Beast. Only Beauty and the Beast is flipped. The Beast is the girl, and the Beauty is a dude. I was like, that is crazy. In the world that we live in, if you think about the whole culture, it's crazy that the Beauty is a dude and the Beast is a girl. Insane.
Yeah, yeah. There's sort of this obsession with like I don't know why, but like if you noticed in films, there's always like women getting like getting with like beasts, and in Shape of Water it's like a fish man. And it's like, why is it that women are always getting together with these monsters? I find
It's
it
right.
really weird. Anyway, but Tell Me a Story actually sounds like one of my final projects at college was like taking um, one part of the one of the projects was to take a fairy tale and put a spin on it, so you could change the you change it to our modern times. And I had sort of an idea like that as well, especially with the story like Little Red Riding Hood, right? Like you can
Yeah.
spin that a lot of ways. Like you just take those elements and you just flip them around. So that's a really fun idea.
Yeah, so it's a really cool thing that they're doing, and I think another thing that I like about the show is, it's not trying to push any agendas. It's not trying to push any political points. It's not trying to push anything. It's literally just a show that has a
Mm.
really good story and
But
set
but
in the
isn't that
time.
what a story is to me? Isn't
Oh
that
no!
all about agendas?
Oh,
You
I
know,
mean, not
when
not not,
when
not
Cap
just
tells you we don't trade lives, isn't it very important? Because I took that one way. I was like, damn right, Cap, we do not trade lives.
okay.
I
Well, I
felt that.
mean, yeah, I mean, oh yes, it is, but then
I think
not
what you mean is like there's no there's this word that they use, forced wokeness. It was,
Yes,
and
that's
actually,
what I'm looking for.
this is very interesting because I realized we didn't talk about this. J.J. Abrams, before Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker came out, he's like, there's gonna be LGBT representation in this film, and so I went into that film, came out of that film, and then I was on the internet, and I was like, wait, what? I didn't see any of that. What the hell were you talking about? Tsepo, I kid you not. Apparently, there's like this like one kiss that happens like it's like for a second. He was talking about something that happens in 1 second. I
I
was
don't know.
like, how? What type of person goes out and tells the whole community, we'll represent you for 2 seconds? I missed it. I missed the whole thing, Tsepo.
I
How?
feel like
Like, that's so horrible.
great. It's crazy, but I feel like JJ meant more than that. I mean, sure, there was the 2 second kiss, but I think what he also meant to say but couldn't was that, hey guys, you're probably gonna hate Ray because I put a ton of woke culture bullshit into making her what she is. She's gonna be overpowered. She's gonna do
No,
everything
that is
that
not what
no
he meant.
character could do.
Tsepo, I looked at it from all the angles. He was talking about that. He was talking about LGBT representation. That's the words he used. And Tsepo, there's a 2 second kiss. That's all he was talking about. He was patting himself on the back for nothing.
He felt
I was,
proud.
there's nothing that makes me more angry than like these idiots that are like, oh, well, we had gay people kissing, like, and like apparently they're like behind, like in the shot too. They're not like front and center.
Really? Jesus Christ, how do we not see this? Okay,
Like,
okay, but then again, you're not really focusing on the background most of the
no,
time.
that's the thing is they're hiding it so that they can cut it out, make it easy to cut out for China and stuff like that. And I'm like, this is so stupid. You're patting yourself on the back. Meanwhile, you're too scared to even try and do the diversity that you guys pat yourselves on the back about. If you're gonna preach diversity, go ahead and do it, fam. I hate Hollywood about this, man.
Hollywood, Hollywood is trying too hard to please too many people all at once, and it is killing them because they end up pleasing one, then everybody else is like, hey, come on, what are you doing? And they're like, oh, we're sorry. Then they try to please that other group, and everybody else is like, what are you doing? Come on, So it's not good.
It's an endless cycle, but for me, it's like you can please everybody, but the way is not to pat yourselves on the back. It's
Yeah,
simply by having different kinds of movies. You can have Black Panther, you can have Captain Marvel, you can have Captain America, you can have Iron Man. These are all different types of movies with different types of people who come to them. You can have lesbians going, your Captain Marvel is giving us all this lesbian energy. I'm sure they all went there and watched that, but you don't want to see Kevin Feige in the media going, hey, guys, LGBT, we got you guys. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that.
yeah. That's true. That's true. No one wants to see that.
That's when you set yourselves up. You like, you're just setting yourselves up to fail because now you've got people excited. Imagine if Black Panther was terrible. My God.
My God. Ugh, the outrage that would have come. And I would have joined that outrage, man, from the black
Yeah.
community. Jesus Christ.
I think my whole life would be different right now if it was Black Panther.
Oh, shit. So yeah, I mean, what have you been doing? What have you been watching? I noticed you talking to me about the new Roundtable with Scorsese and
It is so good because
yeah,
usually with these roundtables, there's usually movies I have not seen, but I've seen
yeah,
most of the movies of the people at the roundtable. I haven't seen Little Women or The Two Popes. I think
Yeah.
that Marriage Story, um, what's the Irishman, Joker. I've seen that. Um, I forgot The Farewell. I've seen all these films. So when you've seen the films, it's really great, and they were having a really good conversation. Sometimes I struggle with the roundtables. The energy is just not right for me. I'm just like, this is too weird, and I just leave because it just gets a bit weird. But this one was right. They had the chemistry, and they also asked Scorsese about the things he's been saying. it's, it's really nice to see him uh, like he's just he doesn't mean to like offend people. No, but it was really
Man.
nice to see like him part of with a group of directors talking about it, because I think that takes the heat off him just a little bit, and they all
Yeah.
sympathize. You know, it was really cool, and also great to hear the points of view. Obviously for us, that's the good stuff.
Man, I feel like I shouldn't watch it now because I mean I've only seen two out of all those other movies. I haven't seen The Farewell. I haven't seen Marriage Story, Little Women, or The Two Popes. Yeah.
Yeah, you can sort of. I think you can tell what sort of filmmakers they are just by the way they speak. Like the guy who did The Two Popes is like this guy from Brazil, and I was like, I probably won't see this Two Popes movie. That doesn't sound like my jam at all. I don't do the religious stuff, man.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's a tough.
That's
That one's a tough pill to swallow.
it's one-way trip to Boredom City, and I just don't do that. But The Farewell was actually really nice, and I was lucky to have caught that because Lulu Wang is, I think, gonna be a good director in the future. By the way, like she's dating Barry Jenkins. Like some
Oh,
directors are really like interesting, and they had Noah Baumbach and Greta Gerwig who are married, and their films, Marriage Story and Little Women, are like huge this
yeah,
year.
dude, that's still super weird. It is still super weird for me.
It's insane, man. Yeah, but it's been a good week for me. I think I haven't watched anything for some reason, dude. I've been just YouTube binging as usual. I don't know what it is about YouTube, but I'm such an addict, such a bloody addict.
YouTube is a wormhole, man. Every time I go on there, I end up watching things that I never intended that I was gonna be. No, it's just how it is.
Yeah, you come into to see one thing, and then next thing you're googling like how different animals have sex. You're just like, yeah, I wanna know how the snakes do it. Do the snake does that mean snakes have a dick? Like what
Dude,
is happening here? There's those kind of thoughts that
crazy
occupy
question.
my crazy mind.
Oh man. Right. She's right to get to the meat of the morning sessions of uh,
Community.
community. Woo, community, man. I don't
That's a
know.
really good show.
I was checking out some stuff. I was checking out research on it, on how it was made, and then this thing that Dan Harmon had developed. That like every story, I mean, every episode was written around um, something Harmon called his story circle, which is like this template
I've, I've heard
and
about this. Yeah,
a method of design that I found effective for structuring and storytelling. I've always
yeah.
been curious what that even looked like. I
Have you
wonder.
done the Have you done the YouTube deep dive on it? I
No,
went
I've
down
not.
a I went
Yeah,
down a circle on it. Yeah, you should type how Dan Harmon's whatever story circle, and
yeah.
it's a good one to get into.
Huh,
I
yeah,
remember
so good.
getting into it, but I wasn't writing, so I was wasting my time a little bit.
Ah, man. But then I mean, I don't think Dan Harmon. I'm not sure if Dan Harmon could have known that uh, community would have been as as great as it has been. Well, no, I mean, well, not I don't know. Well, maybe the greatness is predictive, but I don't know if you predicted the cult following that came with it.
Yeah, the show is it kind of hits you like unexpectedly. Like when I watched the first episode, I didn't know what I was getting into, to be
Yeah,
honest.
me either.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I was just like, what is happening here? Oh, okay, okay. So these guys are going to community college. Oh, wow, these miserable characters, my God. And then like next thing you know, you're at the end of season one, and you're like, oh my God. And then from there, I was obsessed. Every single day I watched the community episode. I don't know if you know this, but I would get home from school, put on community. And
dude,
it was like that.
it's literally the one thing I watched for months. It is, you know, like literally it's stuck in your head, and it's not like the story is correlated, you know, episode by episode. But you could tell that it was connected, but never really mentioned it until you got maybe to the paintball episodes or something. Uh,
Yeah, that's a kind of like an old school way of like of TV series. You know, the way like this episode, like you don't really. I don't think it's the focus anymore. You watch a Netflix show, and it's very like it's almost like a long, complete story following. So like it's almost like a novel or a movie. But then I think this year I saw Mandalorian kind of bringing that sort of feel back to a TV series, which is like
yeah,
this adventure, that adventure, that adventure. And it's kind of nice sometimes. And it works for comedies as well.
yeah, it works perfectly for comedies because I think it's one of the reasons why I enjoyed the last comedy I watched, which was titled The New Kids.
Then you
Oh, no, sorry, it was titled The Cool Kids. Really
get
super funny. Doesn't hold back on the punches or the jokes. It's got an old cast of like some classic, comedy people, and yeah, it was not connected. Kept on going, did its own thing. Yeah, but anyway, we're going off track as always. So yeah,
Do you have
community.
any like what are your favorite episodes or moments from Community? You've already mentioned the paintball episodes, which are obviously just
Dude, epic.
iconic, dude.
Ah, man, you can't beat that. I don't know. Funny enough, these moments probably mean nothing, or probably meant nothing, during the course of the show. But I really enjoyed, you know, those moments when Senior Chang would walk into the class, right? Then he put it boombox on the table, then he start playing that song that says, "I'm Senior Chang, and I'm so chill." I was like that. Too cool. So yeah,
Ken Jeong blew up
dude,
after Community. Ken
after
Jeong
Community,
went. Was
did
it?
he?
Was it? Wait, what came first? Hangover or Community?
I
'Cause
actually have no idea.
I feel like in my head it would be Community.
Yeah, it feels like just like should be Community.
Because I feel
It's
like
just
his
fine.
Community role is like an audition for the Hangover role.
They both say 2009, but then Community aired. Oh yeah, and it was the Hangover first. Hangover aired in June of 2009. Then Community aired in September of 2009.
That's so weird. It's
Mm.
almost like those two like roles are almost like these wild, funny roles that are sort of relate to each other. I wonder like which came first, like in his head. And by the way, do you know how like involved Anthony Russo and Joe Russo were with Community, bro?
Dude, heavily.
Like they were like showrunners, bro. Like they
Dude,
directed
they
most
directed a lot. Dude,
a lot of episodes.
a lot of
Yeah.
episodes, man.
It's fantastic to see. Like their trajectory is weird because they go comedy, 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 and then they go Winter Soldier.
So crazy. It is still so crazy
That is
to think
beautiful.
about.
I think that is one of the signs that like Marvel is great at picking the best people for the job. Like,
Yeah,
what? Because if you think about it, really, like most studios would be like, "There's no way we're giving these people money," or if them the chance, they'll do what sort of like Star Wars did to some of their directors, where it's like, as soon as the vision got to a certain place, they're like,
and then I'm
please
like,
leave,
no, no,
please leave.
no.
We'll finish. Just go. Just go. No, 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 no. Don't stay. Just go.
Or they probably would have asked them to do some kind of Marvel, I don't know, comedy thing like a Thor Ragnarok or something. Would have been, you know.
Yeah, yeah, doing more like a Ant-Man sort of film.
Oh yeah, yeah, well, yeah, like Ant-Man. They probably would have given them Ant-Man. That's the truth.
Yeah, I mean, even like Taika Waititi, I don't know if you've seen Taika Waititi films, besides Thor Ragnarok, but what's it called? I watched Hunt for the Wilder People recently, which is about this boy. Oh my God, we're getting so off track. Anyway, Community, best moment. You said
Ah,
your Chang.
Senior Chang, and then there was I don't know what episode number or season this is, but there was an episode where they were playing around with like with six side with was it 8 to 12 sided dice in Abed's place, or were they
Yeah,
in the that episode was crazy
I feel
because
like
they
that
kept on
is.
going.
Um, I feel like that is season 4, and if my mind isn't going crazy,
Yeah,
uh,
they kept going to different
Vincent,
places.
like that was a crazy good episode. That's the one that is forever like um, in internet culture because of that moment when Childish Gambino walks through the door and then like everything's on fire and he drops the pizzas. It's the
Dude,
horrified look on his face. And like just before that, like when he leaves, like to by the way to go and get the pizzas, he says, I'm gonna be so quick so that I don't miss anything.
dude,
And he missed everything.
oh
It was
man.
such a great episode.
And I think this was season 2. The episode where was this? Where Shirley wants to create a religious film, and then somehow Abed ends up turning it into his thing, and equating being a film director to being Jesus and his camera. Uh,
Yeah.
that episode went.
Do you remember the episode where like Abed became like the Godfather?
Yeah, I remember that.
But it was with chicken or something like that. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
starts working like in the kitchens, and then like the chicken is or something is so always so precious. And
It's
then once he gets in there, like they take control of the
take control.
cafeteria.
And then, yeah, and then they want to take control from Arvid, and it was a whole, yeah, I remember that. Ah,
Dude,
it
do you think
monetized the chicken.
do you think we'll ever see another like sort of comedy like this one? Like
And I want to say no, man. It's
because
not happening, and that I don't see it. I really don't.
because if you think about it, like most of these people like were not that well known. Obviously, you have geez, what's the guy with the name who played Pierce?
Uh,
Chevy
yeah,
Chase.
yeah,
You
yeah.
have
Chevy,
Chevy Chase,
yeah,
but like most of the cast like is relatively unknown. Um, and even like Anthony and Joe Russo, unknown, Dan Harmon. Like, I mean, I have no idea what he'd done before that.
yeah.
Like, so,
I mean, most uh most of the cast and maybe some of the crew are people who blew up now. You know, your Donald Glovers and what was the chick who played Annie? Yeah.
Yeah, oh, damn it, her name is gone. I usually have a name, like I can usually remember her real name actually a lot better than I remember her character's name. Now
Uh,
she, uh,
Alison Brie. Alison Brie.
yes, Alison Faye.
She, these are people who like grew up now, whose careers are like on an upward trajectory, towards the ends of the 2010s. So it's really crazy.
Yeah, which is incredible because even it just shows you just how talented they are. They were. Um, Childish Gambino is a monster. All of them seem to be on an upward trajectory. Obviously, there's gonna be people who go higher than others, but there's certain you can see that there were a lot of bright stars in that cast, which is just incredible.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
let's talk about Abed and Troy because I feel like those characters were great, and then they became best friends, and it something clicked. It just got
didn't.
so much better.
It got so much better from that point because, I mean, how do I even say this? I don't know. There's just something special about that chemistry on screen, man. It's something that you can't. It's that rare thing that you can't create, but if you get it, it's just beautiful. That's exactly what happened to Troy now, but
Yeah, you can't try and manufacture it. Like
you can't manufacture it
you can see it's fake from like miles away.
miles away.
Has to work, man. It has to work. Um, and there's a lot of meta jokes in Community. Like how like the way they do like there was an episode where they were talking about a show that was very much like Game of Thrones, and they're
Yeah.
always trying not to get spoiled and stuff, which is hilarious. I love how they took that stuff, that real stuff, and then they're like, yeah, this is huge in pop culture, but let's like make it fun. So cool. It's a really fun way to make some jokes.
Yeah, they really changed that up in the cleverest way. And I mean, for me in Community, there's some really interesting characters that kept on popping up. You get Sideburns was some really funny background characters that will pop up. Sideburns, you get Leonard. Leonard was, I don't know, Leonard
Yeah.
had some issues, man.
Do you remember Pop Pop?
Pop, pop. I'll always remember that scene. Pop, pop.
It still gets me. I'm like, that is so funny, dude.
Dude. Oh man.
Those guys
And
had such a great handle for comedy, dude. That's so
dude.
dumb.
I'm still wondering. I'm still wondering who came up with that phrase at freaking Community.
Dude, I wonder how all this stuff happens. Because I'm sure there's probably some sort of writer's room or something. There's probably like a group of writers because I see like different writers getting credited for different episodes. So there's definitely different writers for different episodes. Man, like I could watch a documentary on Community, dude. Like I could really, really watch it like a behind the scenes, like how everything happened. 6 seasons in the movie.
6 seasons, I don't know. We're gonna have to cut this episode short. The mobile phone is going for Moose.
Well, it's been a good episode, sir. See you another time.
Another time. Woo!
Peace out.